A great fly fisherman and a really good friend of mine by the name of Jim Mollison introduced me to a new technique for making terrestrial bodies that would forever change my fishing for the better. He showed me how a simple doctor's office biopsy tool, cutting into closed cell foam, could make the perfect ant and beetle bodies. Biopsy tools aren't difficult to acquire, but you won't find them in any fly shops, not yet anyway. After many variations and test runs on Wind River Range cutthroats and Black Hills brown trout, the Mollison Beetle came to be in its final form. Larva Lace makes the perfect beetle pattern just a bit easier with their closed-cell foam cylinders and quality Larva Lace synthetics to bring the final product to the hook. Let's begin by laying a good base of 140 Ultra thread on the shank of an already debarbed scud-style hook. This is a Daiichi 1120 in a size 12. Stop your thread about the 3/4 point and add a few half hitches to secure it in place. Now grab a pack of black foam cylinders. 1/4 inch works best for me, but you can use any size that fits the bugs in your area. Measure the foam to be the same length as the hook shank, allowing for a bit of material to fold down around the back side of the bend. Set the cylinder on a piece of cardboard before trimming with an extra sharp utility knife or X-Acto. Then, use your knife to create a small incision horizontally down the center of the piece of foam. Only cut about halfway through or a little less. Test the fit of the foam on your hook and add a few wraps to make sure it looks good. Once it's set, there's no going back, so make sure you're really happy with it. And because we don't want this body spinning all over the hook, we're going to grab our favorite super glue. I prefer one with gel-like qualities. Now you have to be pretty precise and quick with this next step as you place the foam onto the super glue covered hook. I prefer to quickly push the foam down and towards the hook eye before pinching it onto the hook to keep it in place. Don't worry too much if it doesn't look exactly how you want it. Add 3 or 4 nice strong thread wraps at your tie-in point to anchor the beetle down and create 2 distinct body segments. Next, we're going to grab Larva Lace spotted legs. White and black work best for me, but they've got many colors to choose from. Use a pinch wrap to secure a piece of leg onto each side of the hook. Manipulate their orientation before trimming to the desired length. Peacock Firestar will add a lifelike shine and help splay out those rubber legs in the middle. Your goal is to build a small iridescent hotspot at the base of the thorax. Dub a fairly thick noodle and wrap it around the same tie-in point. Try to keep a little extra on the underside of the hook for brushing out at the end. Finally, we're going to use a contrasting piece of foam to act as a visual tag for this little pattern. The previously mentioned biopsy tools make great indicator pieces. Going back to the cardboard, I'm using a 6mm tool to fit the 1/4 inch cylinder body. A hand hole punch also works for this project. It is especially helpful to have this visual aid when fishing in the sun glare or in fast-moving water. It draws your eye right away and makes strikes easier to identify when using a dropper. Use any color you prefer, but white and yellow really pop for me best in most fishing situations. Lay the small foam tag on top of the beetle and capture the center of the circle with your thread. Add a few tight wraps once the foam is securely centered on top. Add a few half hitches before reaching for your bodkin. Apply a small dab of superglue in between the folds of the tag that will soak in and solidify that thread. One final step is required to finish the Mollison Beetle. Grab a dubbing brush and stroke the Peacock Firestar dubbing rearward to create an iridescent underbelly. The shimmer and shine of this buggy pattern is almost irresistible to any fish looking up for terrestrials. The Mollison Beetle floats high and doesn't fall apart after 4 or 5 fish like most beetles do. It catches fish in streams, rivers, lakes, and stock dams from late summer through autumn months. Like it did for me, I hope it helps you catch more fish. It doesn't get much better than watching in the nose of a fish break the water surface just before your terrestrial goes MIA. Ask your local fly shop about Larva Lace products, or go to hagensfish.com for more information and tying videos. Our website makes searching for and buying products very easy. You can also just email Lorie if you have an order to fill, or if you have questions about Larva Lace tying materials. Larva Lace is a proud partner of the Fish Stories Archive. Record your favorite fishing story today and preserve it for future generations at fishstories.org. As always, thanks for tying with Larva Lace products. Until the next video, tight lines and best fishes. From Larva Lace.